Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dugout. We are back again for another episode, and it's been a week of craziness in the world of football. We've seen big interviews, we've seen a shambles of a World Cup draw, we've seen a lot. And especially, it's a difference actually, because I think the last time me and Tom were on a podcast, Tom was unhappy with Spurs and I was happy with Chelsea, and that's completely changed around now, mate.
Times have changed in the last 2 weeks.
How have you been, mate? All good?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate. Yeah, all good. What about yourself?
Yeah, been good, mate. Been good. It's just still getting into the festive period
I
now. Very
know.
excited for
Not long
Christmas.
to go now. Yeah.
No, not long to go. And actually, next week and the next few weeks or so, when we do this podcast, we're going to try and do a Christmas special. Shall we do that? Yeah, let's do a Christmas one.
That
Get
sounds
us in
good.
the mood for everything as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got to speak about a lot of things. Obviously, we alluded to it a bit. There's been a lot happening in the world of football. I think actually we should start by talking about, before we get into maybe the blockbuster thing, the World Cup. The draw happened. England know their fate for World Cup 2026 in America. It was a massive draw, loads of different teams in it. The draw was a complete shambles.
Oh my God, mate! It's generally that the game's gone when you get Donald Trump up there getting a peace prize or something. And I was waiting for it to happen. I was like, well, the World Cup will kick off by the time it literally takes place. Like
It was Jonathan Pearce came out with a brilliant line of
oh, mate,
commentary
he was
going,
brilliant. To be fair,
hopefully this draw will be finished by the time we kick off on the
oh
14th
mate,
of
it was so embarrassing. Like I was literally like, get on with it.
And
Like I just want to know who we get, or not all these bloody performers like Robbie Williams and Donald all making it all about Trump. It's just like fucking
it
hell.
was clearly basically a load of people that didn't really know a lot about football. Like
It
you
was a
get
load
him,
of
someone asking Rio Ferdinand about, did you score lots of goals against this
oh.
guy? And he was like, mate, I'm a defender.
Did you see the acting with how to do the draw and stuff and oh mate, it was just the most cringiest thing I've ever seen. It was so cringe. It was just, oh my God, I was literally watching it like, are we going to start this draw or what's going on? Like,
It
what's
was
going on here?
absolutely shambolic, wasn't it?
Oh, it was terrible, mate.
It
Absolutely
was
terrible.
awful. But we learned. But the main thing is, eventually, once all the drama and the showmanship, and I think we've got to expect this when we're doing things in America. And this is no disrespect to Americans, but their way of doing things is very performative. We see with the NFL, and I think sadly we are going to see that come into football a bit more. And I mean, we saw it in the Champions League final last year. There was a halftime show. So I think we're going to start seeing more of this in football, and certainly in the World Cup next year. I think there'll be a
Well,
lot
there's
of
a halftime
differences.
show in the final, isn't it? In the World Cup
Yeah,
final.
well, exactly, and hopefully, I mean, if you're going into that winning 1-0 at half time, you'll take it. But if you're losing 2-0, you won't. The last thing you want is Beyonce rocking up and.
Oh, literally, you'd be too stressed to watch it. It's like fuck off. Don't care. We want my country to win the World Cup. And
But the
instead we
main
get
thing
bloody
was
bloody
obviously
Beyonce.
we learned who our opponents are. Obviously, Ghana, Panama, and Croatia. So Croatia, obviously from the Euros in 2021, Panama from the World Cup in 2018, and Ghana. I mean, looking at it from that aesthetic, I think that group is certainly winnable. I mean, I think with the amount of teams that qualify, I think it would be a shock to see England
Oh
not
yeah, mate. We have
not.
to. We have to win that group. Like, I mean, to be fair, I think it's a decent group. I think Croatia, not the team they were. We should beat them. Ghana obviously got like Semenyo and Kudus, but apart from that, no one really any else. Panama, I don't know much about, so we should beat them. So I think we should be content with the group we've got. And obviously now we've got to obviously get out the group now. And have you seen obviously who we could face? Like if we win our group and
Well,
stuff.
if we get to the quarterfinals, and both us and Brazil top our groups, it's
Oh,
Brazil, isn't it?
I think we'll win. I think we'll beat Brazil. To be honest, I think we will. I think then Brazil. Obviously, they've got Ancelotti, but I don't think they've been the team like from years ago.
No.
I think we've got a better squad than they do.
It's going to be an interesting one, I think, to see for England. Tuchel said, let's not take this group for granted. I mean, you look at it and you would say England at least should get through the group. If they're not going to top the group, you'd say we should get through it, especially with the amount of teams and best third place teams going through and everything like that. I think it would be the biggest fail if England weren't to get through that group. It would be a disaster.
I'll make 100%, 100%. I'm happy with it though. I'm
Yeah, I
happy
think
with
it's a
it,
good group. I
and
think it's winnable.
we've got the two of the more stronger teams out the way, first. So I think that's pretty good. And then obviously hopefully get 6 points, and then focus on Panama as well. Obviously we can rest players ahead of the knockouts. So
Well, I think you're absolutely right there. If we can get through like Ghana and Croatia, then you're looking at that Panama game and you're going. If we're looking like we're top of the group, then you can rest your Harry Kanes and your Bellinghams and bring in players to just get a bit of World Cup experience. So yeah, I think it's a positive, and I think a lot of people have been a lot negative on England lately, but I actually think we're probably we're in a very good position as England. I think we're starting to see a brand of football under Thomas Tuchel. I think we're starting to see. I think the clean sheet. I mean, yes, we haven't played anyone of any significant note, and we've got two
but still
friendlies.
good to keep clean shit. Obviously good to not concede a goal in like 10 games of qualifying. I've got to say that is quite impressive. I know
It is impressive. It doesn't matter who you play
no
because
who you play against. Like at the end of the day, if you at least one team will concede at least one goal, but we didn't, and obviously, I think I know we haven't faced teams that obviously were like world beaters, but it's still impressive to like keep clean sheets. Like I said, the countries will concede goals even against shit teams now and then. But I still think to not concede a goal, I think it gives the England team more confidence that they can go on and do stuff.
yeah. Who would you say at the moment is the guy for England? Like, so if England are gonna, go to victory in America and lift the trophy, who would you say is the most important player for us? Does it have to be the best player, or who do you think is the most important?
The most important player for England.
Yeah,
Oh,
who needs to have a good tournament for us to win?
Um, well, I think I would say like maybe Jude Bellingham, maybe.
Mm,
But at the end of the day, all two. Who knows what's going to happen with Bellingham? Because obviously Tuchel hasn't picked him as of late.
yeah,
But I just think he's too good of a player not to go.
mm,
But if he's going to start for England in the World Cup, I think he'll be the man to like we focus on. Obviously, Harry Kane. Every tournament he scores, I think he'll prove himself. I think he steps up in these tournaments, and obviously
does he
maybe not
though?
the Euros last time, but obviously we're under Tuchel now, and it gives me a bit more confidence that we can do something when he's in the touchline, and obviously get like sort of Harry Kane in there as well. Um, but there's plenty more players that obviously that can step up. Players that not play like maybe like Elliot Anderson, obviously because
Yeah.
of Tuchel's a favorite of it, player favorite of his. So
Mm.
I think he should start. To be honest.
I think this tournament has to be Harry Kane's because I get what you say, and yes, on paper, I think Harry Kane's international record is very good, but I think in the big moments, I don't think we've seen Harry Kane pull us through, and I think that's a fair argument to say because I think you're looking at big moments, and I know people can say anyone can miss a penalty, but you're looking at the France game in 2018. You, big players score big pressure penalties, and he blazed it over the bar. I'm looking at the last tournament, taking off in the final after 60 minutes. Even the tournament before that, he was the top scorer. I don't think he really had a great tournament. I think just a hat trick against Panama sort of glided over that. I think Harry Kane needs to have a big tournament, and I think
100%. Yeah.
this is where Harry Kane needs to prove that he is a world class player because there's no doubt that he is a world class player. But your world class players, I think the term world class gets thrown around very easily, and I think your world class players are the ones that in the big major tournaments step up and take the team over the line in these big moments. And that is one thing Harry Kane hasn't done. You look at Ronaldo, Messi for their clubs and their countries. They grab their team and they go. Even if I use Ronaldo as a big example. Real Madrid glided over a few of the Champions Leagues without really being the best team because of Ronaldo. And I'm
Mm.
looking at someone like Harry Kane. This is your moment to go, right, even if we're not playing well, I'm grabbing you over the line. I think it's a massive tournament for Harry Kane's legacy as an England player.
Agreed. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Obviously, he's been in a few tournaments now. Obviously, the last World Cup where he blazed that penalty over the bar. Obviously, we did not expect it whatsoever. Like, obviously, Kane's a fantastic penalty taker still at the end of the day. But yeah, he's the captain now. He's got to step up for himself. Show the goals off if he can get at Bayern to this World Cup, because these goals and contributions will be key.
It's a Ballon d'Or season for Kane. If he can win this with England and say win the Bundesliga with Bayern and potentially the Champions League with Bayern, you're looking at Ballon d'Or levels for someone like Harry Kane, which is massive for him as well. I think Harry Kane is a beautiful, glorious footballer. I just think it's the clutch moments that I think Harry Kane needs to cement in his legacy as a footballer. That's
I
my
agree.
personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, let's talk about legacies of footballer. I think there's certainly been someone who's been in the papers, certainly in the last few.
I wonder who.
It's some I don't know. Mohamed Salah. Now, obviously, I feel like
Ooh,
do you know what the problem is? I feel like on this podcast, since we started it, Liverpool have just hit this poor run of form, and it almost seems to be every podcast there's a segment of Liverpool.
I
And
know.
at the moment, it was like I think we're going to be able to do a podcast without talking about Liverpool, and then Mohamed Salah decides to go, okay, here we go, dugout, chat about Liverpool and me.
Yeah, he's probably been watching the dugout. Yeah.
He's been watching the dugout. Well, he hasn't been playing, so he must have been watching the dugout from the dugout.
Yeah.
But obviously, he came out and he's thrown a grenade right into that Liverpool
Oh,
camp. You
mate,
know,
honestly, I saw it like after the Leeds game, and that interview was like, whoa.
he's absolutely fuming, isn't he? Yeah, you can just see with Mo Salah. Like
Yeah, I get
he
he's
came out and
fuming.
he said he was like, "I'm not happy that I'm not playing." He says, "I've had a great relationship with the manager. I have no relationship." Says that he's got someone in the club that wants him out. Arne Slotter's, left him out of the Inter Milan squad. The reports, I mean, we're filming this on Friday, so this will come out obviously today, Saturday. So we don't know what the repercussions of that chat are going to be. But it's certainly, I think, a massive bit of news, for someone like Mohamed Salah, Liverpool legend. I think in terms of if you're looking at the greatest Premier League players of all time, Mohamed Salah, I think, certainly in that conversation now. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, after everything that's been going on with Liverpool, Mohamed Salah just drops this into the camp and makes everything worse. I mean, what did you make of that interview? Was he right? Was he wrong?
Well, when I saw what he said after the Leeds game, I saw I was like, whoa, that's mental, and I'm just thinking like, will he play for Liverpool again after that? I can't be so sure at the moment, because that's big, When you see like the what he said, and if obviously Arnie Slot and the players see that, what's the relationship going to be like now? I mean, to say like he doesn't have a relationship with the manager, I think it's a little bit unfair, if I'm being honest. I kind of feel a little bit for Arnie Slot, a little bit, because the only reason why he's not playing him lately because he's not playing well. And Salah's making it like all about him. He thinks he's bigger than the club. I've got no disrespect to Salah. I think Salah's like one of the best footballers to ever play in the Premier League. He's a Premier League legend. There's no doubt about it. He's been at Liverpool for so many years. And then what I saw, like what I saw his comments about, I was just generally like, he's not helping himself here. I mean, he's only been on the bench like 3 or 4 games. If it was
Yeah,
like,
well, two of
if it
those
was
three,
like,
to be fair to him, two of those
if it,
3 games he didn't even get on.
exactly, if it was like 10 in a row, 20 in a row, maybe you could start talking. But I just generally think Salah's like disrespecting Liverpool a little bit there, because at the end of the day, he hasn't played well since probably the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
That's when, but still, I mean, he was unbelievable last year. Slot obviously played him every week. He played him every week at the beginning of the season before his form dropped off. He's not playing because he's not playing for Liverpool because he's not playing well. That's what it is. He
Mm.
he slows the team down. He doesn't feel like he's got the legs anymore. Um, there's no doubt. I think he loves the club. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. whether I think he'll play for Liverpool anytime soon. Obviously, getting dropped against Inter Milan, that was always going to happen after that sort of interview. I would have been amazed if he was in that Inter Milan squad for the
Oh, mate,
game.
yeah, absolutely. I don't think he could
But
play in that
I
game.
don't think he could. But in a way, I do feel kind of for Slot a little bit. I think he's handled it quite well with all the questions. Obviously, he was going to get all the questions in his press conferences, and he'll
Do you know
probably
what I'm going to say, Tom,
continue to
though?
do the same. So.
On this, though, I think, do you know what I'm going to say about I think this is the perfect scenario for someone like Arne Slot because I think he was under so much pressure. Everyone was going at him. It was literally, you look at every newspaper, Arne Slot's on the paper. I think this is a blessing for Arne Slot because at the moment no one is talking about him in the poor form of Liverpool. Everyone's now talking about Mohamed Salah. So Mohamed
Absolutely.
Salah. So I think what Salah basically did in that interview, he's clearly annoyed at the manager. He's clearly annoyed at Slot because Slot has dropped him, and he's got this big contract. He's Mr. Liverpool. He's Mr. Premier League, and all of a sudden, because of whether or not you think it's Arne Slot's deficiencies as a manager or whatever, it's clearly turned around and gone. I have to drop you. But what it has happened is that Mohamed Salah has twisted it, trying to turn it on the manager. Going basically, I think Mohamed Salah has gone to the club and gone. It's either me or the manager. And actually, I think Liverpool Football Club have gone. Well, it's not because you're a 32-year-old player who's coming towards the end of your time, not been great. We could get a bit of money from you from Saudi, and we'll keep the manager. And I
Yeah.
think, in a weird way, no one's talking about Liverpool's poor form anymore now. Everyone's talking about Mohamed Salah, which is not the effect I think Mohamed Salah wanted from that interview.
No, no. Well, yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, because obviously, when you look at Liverpool, they've had a poor season, but when a big player like Salah drops out of the blue what he's been saying, then it's going to reflect all on him.
Yeah.
But Liverpool did win on Tuesday against Inter Milan, so I generally think without Salah, Liverpool seem to play a bit better without him. I know they dropped points against Sunderland and Leeds, but I think that going away to Inter, that's one of the trickiest places to go to. That could build a bit of confidence towards the team a little bit now. But obviously, we've got to see how they do at the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're completely right about obviously, but I don't know what's going to happen with him. If I'm being honest,
Do you think Mo Salah's played his final game for Liverpool? Do you think
let's
that?
just say if he's a Liverpool player in January, after January, I'll be a little bit surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi is the Saudi transfer open in January. I assume
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
Saudi will come in. Saudi will
I
throw him
assume
in.
he'll go to somewhere in Saudi. To be honest with you, I mean
It's
he's
a
only
shame,
just.
isn't it, when you think about it for Salah? Because I mean, it goes back to that point I said to you in a couple of podcasts ago. I genuinely think Mo Salah should have gone in the summer, and I think it was the perfect goodbye for Mo Salah. I think he had
Well,
the
yeah,
most amazing
well, yeah,
season, numbers wise, won the Premier League, can walk out as a Liverpool legend, and he signed that deal. And I went, I don't think he should have signed that deal. I think it was the perfect way for him to just say goodbye. And
yeah,
now, from that to all of a sudden, Mohamed Salah's Liverpool legacy, regardless of as we said before, Premier League great, one of the greatest players to ever play for Liverpool. But there's going to be that tinge on his legacy now as a Liverpool player now, where they're going to go, yeah, but look at what happened, and look at Ronaldo. It's the same. It's almost carbon copy of Ronaldo at United, and everyone talks about Ronaldo being a Manchester United legend, but
hmm
always on his reputation as a United player is always going to be that Piers Morgan interview, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen with Salah, which is a
exactly.
shame because he deserves to go out in a beautiful way. And
100%, 100%, mate. Like, well, he's been an unbelievable player for Liverpool. Like, but he kind of still is. Obviously, he's in poor form at the moment,
yeah,
and he's obviously on the bench because of his form. But like, it would be a shame for a player like Salah to leave on bad terms. He doesn't deserve it, really. I mean, he was a humble footballer, loves playing for the club, and goes through it like every single game. But to leave on like a bad legacy, that hopefully it won't
he
like
deserves to. He
turn
deserves to
against.
have a Anfield goodbye, doesn't he? He deserves to walk out.
100%. Of course he does. Yeah, of course he does, mate. Yeah, obviously
And
he's
that's what
only.
he's ruined for himself. He's ruined it for himself
Well, yeah,
with
of
that.
course he has. Yeah, I mean, I know some Liverpool fans will be on his side. There's literally no doubt about it. But I just don't think he's handled it in the right way. I think he should
It's
have
funny you say
maybe.
that, Tom, because I don't think a lot of Liverpool fans, when you speak to the majority of Liverpool fans, a lot of them are on the side of the club. They're going,
Mhm.
"Oh no, Sally, you're wrong." And I think again, I think he came out, and I do you know what I think this is. I think it's a case of the player thinking he's bigger than the club. I really
That's
do,
what I'm
and
saying. I
yeah, you're
think
right. You're dead right.
he's bigger than the club, and when you have footballers that think they're bigger than the club, then you're just that's just not good.
At the end of the day, Liverpool Football Club will be there. The fans are going to go through Liverpool. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just using you as a Tottenham fan, there's Ledley King, there's Jan Vertonghen, there's Mickey van der Ven. There'll be someone else in a few years' time.
Oh,
Chelsea,
100%.
there's been Lampard, there's been Estienne, there's been Fabregas, there's been Hazard, there's been Palmer. There's always going to be players that you fall in love with. It's club before any player, no matter who they are and things like that. And
Without a
Salah's,
doubt.
I don't think gets that. I think he's
No,
gone.
he doesn't.
Well, the fans are going to love me anyway, and I think the fans are
Just
going
think
to
the
go.
timing of it. I just think the timing of it as well isn't great either.
Hmm.
Like if like I said, if like you're substituted for like 3 or 4 games, then you got to accept it. Like, but I wouldn't go on and like publicly humiliate like the manager like that
Hmm.
because he's only dropped you because you're not playing well, and that's as simple as that. If you were substituted and not even in the squad for like a few more games, okay, yeah, maybe, but still like 3 or 4 games on the bench and to come out, oh, Liverpool don't like me. It's all not
Yeah,
all about. It's not all about you. I'm just
yeah.
saying you're not Mr. Liverpool. You have been like maybe a few years, but you're not bigger than the club, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I,
So,
I, I couldn't agree more with you, mate. I really couldn't agree. And I think it's a sad one. Has he played his last game for Liverpool?
I
I
mean, I really
think.
hope he hasn't because I love watching Salah play. I
Well,
generally like. I love watching Salah play. I think he's an unbelievable player.
I think what's going to happen is I think there'll be a gentleman agreement. I think Slot and Salah will probably shake hands, and they'll go, "You're going to go, but I'll give you the Brighton game to say goodbye, and then after AFCON,
Mm.
you're gone." And I think that's what's going to happen. I think we'll hear a gentleman agreement
Does
where
he
they
make the squad?
both go, "Look, we never have to see each other again." Yeah, I, I think it
Yeah.
will be. I think
Does he
he
make the
probably.
squad for
I think
tomorrow?
I would be. Do you know what? I'd be surprised if he didn't, because I
Yeah.
think what will happen is the club will get involved with Slot and Salah, and I think they'll go, look, you want to go, you don't really want Mo Salah here, but he deserves to get a goodbye like he says he does. Let's just be mutual. He's going to go to AFCON. We'll sell him after that, but give him the game to at least have a semi goodbye to the fans, because a player like Mo
Exactly.
Salah,
Yeah. If
no
I
matter what he said, a player like Mohamed Salah deserves a farewell
And I
to
think Slot,
Anfield.
and I think Slot can be professional about this. Just put him in the squad, put him on the bench. Like if Liverpool need a goal, that like chasing the game, then just bring him on, see what he can do. Because you can't write
Again,
off
and
Salah as a footballer off just yet.
no, I agree, and I think, do you know what, this is again. I think where we were talking about this with do Liverpool fans. I think he was going to try and get the Liverpool fans on site. I think what's happened is Liverpool fans have gone, look, mate, we're in this terrible run of form where we can't buy a win, and if we do buy a win, it's a jammy win, and you've
Mm.
just thrown petrol all over the club to make it even worse. And I think that's not good timing, because one thing you can say about Liverpool fans is they are club before anything. Like, do you know what I mean? They
100%. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
they're club before anything, and I think Mohamed Salah's seen the wrath of this. I think certainly,
Hmm.
but it's
Yeah.
certainly an interesting one. Should we talk about my club for a bit? It's been
Yeah, I was going to say, Dave, what's going on, man? Like
well, actually, today
you beat
Enzo Maresca
Barcelona,
got
as they say, you
Enzo
beat
Maresca got.
Barcelona, and you're back.
I know, mate. It's no winning four. Although Enzo Maresca got voted manager of the month today, so
How times have changed in the past few, like 2 a week, 2 weeks. I
I
mean,
said this.
yeah,
I was like, yeah,
yeah.
only a
Dave,
week
like,
of being poor form and get
what do you
manager of
think's
the month.
going on, man? Like, obviously, you came off of like a brilliant win against Barcelona. You were fantastic. You got a really good draw against Arsenal because obviously you were down to 10 men for a majority of that game, and you got a point. So you think after that. go to Leeds. Oh, that's easy. And a manager who you do not rate, by the way, Daniel Farker, outscored Maresca that night. What happened, man? Like what's going on?
Oh mate, do you know what? And this is it's a very touchy subject with Chelsea, and so, Maresca's certainly under pressure at the moment, and I think there was a period earlier in the season where he's been under pressure. Do you know what the thing is? Everyone keeps saying this to me, going, "Well, what do you think? What do you think of the manager?" Because I think this I think now comes down to there's a big question in the club, and I think the question is we've got good players. I think we have got good players. And I think, yes, I think, again, I don't think he's had a bad season, but yes, you look at the goalkeeper and go, they need a good goalkeeper. You look at the centre halves, especially, and go, there are quality, and when we say quality, like a top centre half, like needed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at the strikers and go, yes, could they have scored more goals and blah, blah, blah. But we've got a good team. And I think the question comes down to, have we got the right manager? And do you know what? I think a lot of Chelsea fans, and certainly me, I'm in this boat going, I'm not Maresca out, but it's one of those things where I go, if Maresca went, I wouldn't be upset and I wouldn't be happy. And this is where it's a weird thing because I go, I just don't know because sometimes he's a manager that makes me, when he's running down the touchline like against Liverpool, when he's getting involved, there's parts of me that goes, I love him. I think he's exactly what this club needs. I think he embraces the Chelsea way. And then there's games like against Leeds where taking Esteval off at half time and doing all these things, and I just go, I don't think you really understand what it means to be the Chelsea manager. Are you actually under pressure like a Chelsea manager would be? Because regardless of what he's won, the Club World Cup and the Conference League, taking all that away, Abramovich, if you went 4 games without a win, Abramovich would have had a meeting with him. And I don't think that's the
Mate,
case with,
100%.
with,
Literally.
with this Chelsea manager anymore.
Oh yeah, literally, mate, 100%. I mean, what I've watched of Chelsea lately, I just feel like because obviously you got a massive squad, you got a lot of good play, you got some good players, you got a massive
Mm.
squad. That some I know Maresca likes to rotate a lot, doesn't he? Like he likes to rotate. Um, but you come off a great win against a great draw against Arsenal with 10 men. Like you have 2 really decent results, but then you go away to Leeds, you drop like players like what Reece James. I don't know why he was on the bench. Um, your defense looked awful. Chalobah for me is not a right back. I
No,
think
no.
I think Anchampong, who has been solid for you, I don't know why he's not getting a look in right now.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
I,
I
I,
do agree.
I've seen Chelsea fans complain about tossing Adebayo. I mean, what he was doing for that third goal against Leeds, I don't know what he was doing, but Leeds looked more energetic. They looked more up for it. I mean,
Can I
don't
ask
get
you,
me.
Tom, as a football fan, because I think as Chelsea fans we're not sure. What do you actually think about Enzo Maresca as a manager, regardless of like what he is? What do you actually
Well,
think of him as a
well,
manager? Do you think there's a good manager in there?
100%, mate. He's won you the Club World Cup and the Conference League, and I generally think there is a good manager in there. Like, obviously, I was a bit doubtful of him going to Chelsea because obviously he's come from Leicester Championship club, got you promoted to got him promoted to the Premier League. But I thought when you appointed him at first, I thought that's going to be a huge risk to appoint him. And obviously he's got a massive he's coming from Leicester to like a Chelsea team, a massive club. Um, like a lot more quality in there, like Leicester, more than Leicester's. But his first season, he kind of struggled a little bit, like obviously halfway, and I think he guided. Actually, no, I think he started all right. Like in the beginning of it, like he was getting results, playing good football, and he got to a stage where I think he went on like a winless run or something.
Yeah, it was Ipswich and
But then,
Everton and all
but
those
then
kind of
obviously you
yeah.
had Conference League You had Conference League games as well. Obviously, you keep changing the team around because obviously you're always going to win that. But it's still a trophy to win. You got Champions League, which is good. And then obviously you won, and then the Club World Cup as well, when you dominated PSG. And I thought, like, wow, okay, Maresca's serious here. That he could be serious here. There's no doubt I think Chelsea play good football under him. He does make mistakes though. I think he rotates the team a bit too much. Like he makes too many changes. I just feel like at the moment, I know it seems crazy, but I still don't think he knows he's proper starting 11 because he's got a massive squad to deal with. Like he keeps, that's just why he keeps rotating it. Like you lost to Atalanta on the other night. You drew to Bournemouth, which I think you were fortunate to come away with a point.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I mean, Maresca. Don't get me wrong. But when once Maresca knows his like his best 11 to like get you into the top four again, get you at a good Champions League run, then I think he'll be obviously a good manager. There is a good manager in there, but I think at the moment it just doesn't feel like he knows the best team at the moment. And you've got a discipline problem as well because you have got a few red cards this
Yeah,
season.
it's happening all the time.
But there is a good manager in there. I think you should stick with him. Just because I think he's won you 2 trophies, got you Champions League football. Um, when you're playing against the bigger teams at home, you seem to turn up. And
Do you know
yeah,
what I think? Do you know what I think it is with Chelsea? I think there's just so many bigger problems. I think Chelsea, and I think this is down to the ownership. And I think there's some big problems that I think have happened in the club where I look at it and go, okay, just for
clearly,
example,
yeah,
well, yeah, I think there's just so much focus on business that I think sometimes the detriment of the club comes towards it. And I think you look at big decisions. Chelsea had Levi Colwill going into the season. Levi Colwill gets a big injury, and this isn't just an injury that takes him out till December, and the board go, well, let's see if we can get through to December. This is an injury to a player that's out the whole season. He isn't going to kick a ball this season. If he does, it's probably the last 2 games of the season. Very unlikely he kicks a ball. And Maresca comes out and says, we need to sign a centre-half. And the board replied to that plea by bringing in Buonanotte and Garnacho. And that's your issue. And there's things like that where you go with the club. Like, Robert Sanchez has had a good season. I think he's improved massively. And don't get me wrong,
yeah,
Robert Sanchez he's not a massive problem at the moment now, Robert Sanchez. But the thing was, going into the season, there were still queries about Robert Sanchez. And instead of going, well, let's fix the problem, they went, well, let's go for one more season, hope this Mike Penders, who's this young wonder kid, is going to come in and be brilliant. Instead of going, let's go and buy Mike Maingan. Let's go and buy a top keeper that's going to cut. Let's go and buy Donnarumma. Let's go and buy Donnarumma. Like, Manchester City, they went and bought Trafford and then went, that's going to be, we'll buy him and he'll be an up-and-coming keeper. And then Donnarumma came on the market and Manchester City went, well, let's forget the sentiment. Let's buy the best goalkeeper. They bought Donnarumma and they didn't care that they had Trafford sitting there doing nothing. They went, we've got the best keeper. And that is what I think Chelsea needed to do. And
yeah,
there's so
100%, yeah.
there's so many things, like we can clearly see that Romeo Lavia isn't going to make it in a Chelsea shirt, and it's so sad because there is a player in Romeo Lavia, but it's the injuries. We've had him for 3 years. He's barely kicked a ball in all 3 of those years. We needed to go and buy a stable defensive midfielder to allow Enzo Fernandez to get better, to allow Caicedo to flourish. We didn't go and buy a player. We went, do you know what we'll do? We'll put Malagusta at right back and we'll put Reece James into midfield. And yes, Reece James has been excellent in midfield. That Arsenal game, he was fantastic.
Oh, mate, what a performance!
But Reece James is a right back, and this is the thing. It's almost like Chelsea, as a club, shift the problems around and just hope that eventually it's going to come to fruition. Like at the end of the day, as much as people used to give Nicholas Jackson a lot of grief, I would have kept him. I would have kept Nicholas Jackson. I think, yes.
I kind of get that actually. I kind of get that because I think towards the end of last season, Jax was actually getting you goals,
Yeah.
and
Well, I
but
think
then
the thing is, Tom, and this is where the issues happen. If you're going to get rid of Nicholas Jackson, you buy. Okay, this is a very. You go and buy Guirassy. If we're going to sell Nicholas Jackson and bring in Guirassy, then I'd go, yeah, or Osimhen or Guirassy or a top striker. Then you go, okay, yeah. off you go, Nicholas Jackson.
I
But if we're going to
just
get rid of Nicholas Jackson and bring in Liam Delap and João Pedro, it's almost like,
it's not
okay,
really it's not really elite for you, mate. If I'm being honest, like Delap is just he's injured a lot. Joao Pedro, he had a decent start, but he's kind of fall off the wagon a little bit now because I just think at the moment obviously them two they're just not well beaters at the end of the day.
Liam
Delap's just
Delap, I'm telling you,
coming
Tommy,
from.
against Leeds, he was absolutely rubbish.
Yeah, mate.
It's terrible.
Delap's injured yet again. Joao Pedro, like, I just don't think he's a well beater for you guys. Like at the end of the day, he gets you goals, but still at the end, still at the end of the day, I just think he's not going to be the answer to like get you like goals and all
Well,
that.
it's
Really.
it, it's replacing like for like, Tom. We got rid of Christopher Nkunku, who was okay. He wasn't anything world class at Chelsea. He was okay. Like he scored goals.
Mm.
Yes, he wasn't brilliant, but he wasn't. I wouldn't say Christopher Nkunku was a Chelsea flop. I would say he just didn't. He had injuries and yeah. But we got rid of Nkunku, and you go, okay, that didn't work. Let's go and buy someone top, and we didn't. And we go and buy
Mm.
Garnacho and Buonanotte. And you go, if we're getting rid of Nkunku, we need to go and buy Verts. We need to go and buy this person. And we went and bought
You got
Buonanotte,
Garnacho, who's
who
bang average.
who couldn't
I
get
must
into the
say.
Leicester team
I'm
at
sorry.
last season.
I'm
Buonanotte under
sorry,
Van
but
Nistelrooy.
players like Garnacho, he's just not good enough, mate. Like at the end of the day, he all he does is like run quick, no end product, can't score at all. I just don't see what he brings anything really. Like I think it was just more of a because obviously I know you missed out on Xavi Simons, which but obviously you signed Garnacho instead. When I'm thinking like, oh well,
But
it's not
even
really
Xavi
the.
Simons, Tom, you're looking at that and going, yeah, we missed out on Xavi Simons. And I'm not saying this because he went to Tottenham, but okay, he scored last week, but would he have gone to Chelsea and done any different that he's done at Spurs? I don't think he would have done. I think it would have been exactly what he
You
did at
don't think you would
Spurs.
have? Yeah, well, that's
And
it.
then
Yeah,
we're sitting there
exactly.
going, we spent 60 million on a guy who doesn't look like he's ready for the Premier League. And there's your
Mm.
problem. Shift with we get rid of players that you go, right, yeah, fine, time to get rid of these players. Let's go. Like we did it when the board first came in. We got rid of Pulisic and Havertz and Ziyech and players that we went,
Oh,
they're
me,
just
I'll
not
tell you
good
what.
enough.
Remember the Tuchel days? You had like brilliant footballers. You really did. You really did. But
And we got
it's
rid of
just
all
these
them and
some
we brought in Sterling and Aubameyang,
Sterling,
and you just go, oh.
Bamiyang, all these mate. The list goes on, mate.
Mm.
Honestly,
And,
it's
and
crazy.
and he needs to. And do you know what? There's another thing in, and could be. And I know it sounds really crazy to say this, but the thing that could really lose the fans on Maresca, and if he's not careful with this, is his treatment of Esteval. And yes, okay, I think what he's
Yeah,
doing in a weird way is
if
actually.
I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be pissed off with this now because it
Mm,
seems as though he starts Esteval, takes him off, doesn't he goes on the bench, doesn't bring him on, brings him in the last 15 minutes. Look, I get it, he's young, but at the end of the day, I have to say he's your best winger. He's your best winger,
but this
mate.
is it, Tom. This is it, Tom.
I
And
have
like
to
you're sitting
say,
there
like he's
going,
only 18. Don't
but
get
this
me
is.
wrong.
Yeah, go on.
I do rate Pedro Neto. I think he's a good player, but there's times where he overruns it a bit much. Poor crossing, goal scorer. I'm not sure about Jamie Gittins, if I'm being honest. But I suppose he's only young and trying to adapt in the Premier League. But I look at Esteval, man. What a performance against
Yeah.
Barcelona, by the way. Brilliant against Liverpool when he came on. He needs to start more often, mate, because if Estevan the team, he drives your team forward.
Yeah, I agree,
Like,
Tom. I couldn't agree more.
look, Lamine Yamal, like he was starting every game for Barcelona, because obviously he was young at the same age, and he's been unbelievable since. So Maresca really needs to play him more often because I know there is a good player in Estevan. I've seen him play. The trickery on his feet is quick. No one can get the ball off him. But
Well, it's just the Leeds
everyone goes.
game. The Leeds game was the biggest example of that. I
I
mean,
mean, I have to say, I watched the game, and Estefel wasn't at his best. But there are games where you don't have, you're not your best.
Yeah, but
And
but you looked at it, Tom, and went, our front four was João Pedro, Delap, Esteval, Gittins. And
mm,
he took Esteval off at half time. And yes, Esteval was getting the ball and losing it. But do you know what the
yeah,
best bit, do you know what the thing that frustrated me was? Delap, awful, didn't get in the game. Pedro, awful, didn't get in the game. Gittins, awful, didn't get in the game. But the one player that was getting the ball, yes, he was losing it every now and then and wasn't impacting the game as he would have wanted to have done. But he was the only one
mm,
of that front four to get on the ball and drive with it and try and make something happen, not just get the ball and pass
exactly.
it backwards. And
Yeah,
Maresca took him off. And you were sitting there going, yeah, okay, it wasn't a great half from Esteval. But actually, he was the only one that was getting the ball and doing something with the ball. Why did we take the
mm,
guy off at half time? Gittins come off, Delap come off. One of those had to come off, and and I said this, and part of it is frustration with FPL as well because I had him in my FPL team as well. But you go, well, what's the point? Because he's only going to get one half of football. Because I knew every game that Esteval has started, you've seen Neto or Garnacho or Gittins warming up to come on half time, and you sit there and go, oh, I wonder who's coming off. And yeah, it's Esteval.
yeah,
And
yeah. And literally, you think, oh, what a surprise! It's Esteval.
how do you expect this guy to get better if you're giving him, as you said at literally the beginning of this,
Exactly.
45 minutes, 20 minutes, 10? It's
You don't
impossible.
want to drop a young boy's confidence as well. Like,
Mm,
come on,
I
it's
agree.
insane.
Well,
Yeah.
should we do a bit of FPL chat? I think we need to. It was,
Oh,
well, another
mate.
great
Last
week for
week,
me.
fucking stinker last week, mate.
What did you
Oh,
get? You had a
I guess we
terrible
have to pay
one.
the fiver again. How many times
You
is
had
that
a
now? 4 or
Do
5?
you know what we
I've had a. To be fair, I've had a good few weeks. Last week, mate, stinker. Got like
do,
36 points or something
do you know
like
what the
that. It was
worst thing
terrible.
was? You literally said to me before the Monday game, you were like, David, it's me or you for the fiver, and I went, Tom, what are you talking about? And I ended up getting 84 points.
Oh,
You were like, it's me and you for the fiver, and I went, Tom, I've got Bruno Fernandes captain and
well,
Bremo and De
yeah,
Kuyper
I
still to
looked
come
at it a
in.
bit. Oh, shit, David's got Bruno Fernandes. He's got bloody 2 goals and an assist. Oh,
I knew it.
honestly.
Wolves are rubbish, mate. That's where you gotta. That's where you gotta put
Oh,
your money
mate.
in. Whoever
They're
Wolves play,
dreadful.
you put their players in.
Exactly. Well,
But
look at Wolves got this weekend.
Obviously, I'm top at the moment, still on 84 points. We're actually in the FPL. We get 5 free transfers coming in, which is massive. How many transfers have you made, Tom?
I've made 3 transfers.
Oh, are you going to? You can reveal, Tom. You can reveal. Go on.
Okay, so I put Vardyal in because for Man City because he's getting quite a few goals and assists. I put Morgan Rogers in, and I've also gone for Daniel Marlin as
Good
well
shout. Who have you taken
because
out?
I've taken out Kudus, Enzo, and who else? Munoz because
Oh yes,
Munoz is
he's injured,
injured.
isn't he?
Munoz is injured till January,
Yeah.
so I didn't want to drop Munoz, but obviously he's injured, so I had to sell him.
Yeah, I've
What
made.
about you, Dave? Have any transfers for you, mate?
Well, I've made one. I looked at my team, and do you know what? I think we'll get into this when we have a look at the fixtures just quite quickly. But like, I looked at it and I just went, the fixtures are so weird. I don't see. There's no real, apart from Arsenal Wolves. There's no real fixture that I look at and go, I don't know who's the favourite in that game. Like even Palace Man City, I'm sitting there going, I think Palace could get a result
That's
actually
it.
against them.
Well, that's it,
And
exactly.
so it's one of I've made one transfer so far out of my 5, and I'm going to try and keep the other 4. I've taken Esteval out because Maresca just doesn't use him properly, and I've
No,
brought in, might be a bit of a gamble, but I've brought in Emi Buendia.
that's a good shout. That's a really good shout. I think he's Villa's top scorer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up there,
He's like
and last week
he's
getting a
up
goal
there,
against
yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah. The Villa, man, bloody yeah, what a run! What a run What a run
Can
they're going on.
can they win the league? Can Villa win the league?
No, no. I
No,
still think
they're unbelievable. Those
no.
4.
Yeah, Villa. Don't get me wrong. Villa have been brilliant, like last 8 games. But there will be a time where they will be on. They'll crumble. I still think it's going to be between Arsenal and City. But Villa.
Emery, what a job!
I think Villa for top 4. Yeah. Oh, Emery. Yeah. What a job. What a job he's done. Like, to even doubt him at the start because they had a poor start to the
Yeah,
season.
that was poor from me.
He's one of the best managers in the Premier League. There's literally no doubt about it. What a job he's done.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, and I just look at. Do you know what he's so good at? Just tactically coaching his players. Because actually, a
Mm.
lot of people have given him a lot of people. Do you know this myth going around Aston Villa at the moment is that they've signed a lot of players? They haven't.
They haven't.
I think since Emery's come in, they've actually been one of the least high spending teams in the
I
Premier
don't
League.
think Villa have even used many of their signings. I think they've just used their players from like previous, and they
Yeah, I
still
mean
look good.
look at Buendia. He's brought Buendia back in, scoring goals.
And
Rogers
we've
playing
seen
well.
the
Tielemans,
best of
I think
Morgan
Tielemans has
Rogers.
got to be in the conversation for
Oh,
one of the best
Tielemans.
midfielders in the Premier League.
He is cooking, mate. Telling you,
Mm.
he's solid, mate. And then
And their
Matty
back line,
Cash
I
has
think,
been
is as
well.
short as ever. I think the back line is looking good. Cash and people like that. I think
Mm.
Emery is just a brilliant coach.
Oh, mate, he's an unbelievable coach. Like what he's doing at the moment, obviously doing quite well in Europa as well. I would put it past winning the Europa.
Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't
he's
put it
done it
past him.
before many times, hasn't he? So,
Emery's won that competition many times, so wouldn't put it past him doing it for Villa.
yeah, it's a
But
massive,
yeah,
massive thing for Aston Villa. You've got the fixtures there. I've got to go to work in literally a few minutes. So, should
yeah,
we go through the
sure thing.
fixtures quickly and just say win or lose for whoever it's going to be?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, go for it. Nice one. Cool. Okay, so there's no 12:30 games tomorrow, so 3 o'clock games. There's only like three, 3 o'clock games. The first one is your team, Chelsea, against Everton.
Or
Are you going first or me?
I'll go first. I think we're going to draw that, or it'll be a 1-0 Chelsea win.
I think Chelsea just about, but I don't think he'll be as comfortable.
Everton are playing brilliantly.
Mm. Liverpool versus Brighton. Josh versus Jacob and Thomas.
That
That's a
is
tough one to predict.
that's a big game. Could Mo Salah play? Oh,
Well, that's what we'll see.
I think Liverpool probably just win that. Brighton are a bit inconsistent.
Yeah, I think Liverpool. I think Liverpool. Also, can I quickly say something? Whoever decided to put this game as a 5:30 game needs sacking immediately. Burnley versus Fulham, 5:30 game on Saturday. Are you taking the piss?
Did you
Like,
see last week's Super
honestly?
Sunday though?
Oh, do not get me started on that Super Sunday game. Generally, do not get me started. But yeah, Burnley Fulham. I mean, 5:30 game. What they fucking hell? Shambles.
The game is gone. The game is gone.
It really is, honestly. Put like Liverpool Brighton on or something, not fucking Burnley Fulham.
Burnley Fulham on at 5:30 kickoff.
Oh,
I think
game's
Burnley have to
gone.
win this game, but I think Fulham are
Fulham have
going to
had
win
a
it
bit of a
too.
poor season, haven't they? I think Fulham have had a poor season, but
Yeah.
I think it's got 1-1 written all over it. If I'm being
If
honest.
Burnley want to stay up, this is a must win.
8 o'clock. I mean, let's be real. Arsenal Wolves, easy Arsenal win.
Oh, how many?
Wolves
How
are
many?
Wolves. I'm going for 5. I think
I think
just
4.
about
I think
5.
Arsenal could crush.
Wolves are absolutely dreadful. 2 points. I don't see where the next win is coming from. And if they continue like this, I generally think they'll pass Derby County's record.
Oh, I think they're on their way
Now,
for it, mate. They've just got no. There's no one in that
no,
Wolves team that even I would
mate,
think
they've
would.
got the most bang average squad I've ever seen in the Premier League. They are shit.
They make Southampton look like Brazil.
Exactly. So Southampton will be licking their lips.
Yeah.
We've got the Sunday games. The first of the 2 o'clock kickoffs. Crystal Palace, Man City. Ooh, that's
I
a
think
big
that's a.
game.
I think. Do you know what? It's coming off the back of a Conference League, and Palace don't do very well coming off the Conference League. So
No.
I would probably edge Man City, but I think it's going to be a very, very difficult game for them.
Well, to be fair, I mean Crystal Palace played in Ireland, and it's not really too far for them to travel. Obviously, I don't
True.
want to sound as excuse or anything, but I think a draw.
Yeah, but
I
Man
think a
City coming
draw.
off a big win in Madrid. That's confidence.
Yeah, true.
A
But
1-0 City, I don't think it'll be a lot.
yeah, literally. My team now. We're away to Forest. Nottingham Forest away. Dyche ball.
Oh, this could have
Can
been
we?
the
Can we
Ange
keep?
derby.
This could have been the. Oh no, man! It just could have been the. Could have been the Ange thing.
Um,
But for this but for this one, obviously we're coming off two wins in a row. We're quite good away. I'm kind of confident we'll edge this one, but I don't think it'll be as tight. I don't think it'll be as easy though, because Dyche ball is frustrating to come against. I think 2-1 Tottenham, just about us. I think.
Yeah, I was swaying more towards Spurs, but yeah, I think 1-1.
What you think? 1-1.
Yeah, I think
We need
1-1.
to
I think
win.
Forest have got to get these points.
Yeah, I need to win that one. The big one: Sunderland versus Newcastle.
Oh, finally!
Oh,
Do you know what? I don't
but
know where to go with this game. I think
I think
Sunderland are going to.
Sunderland, mate. I think
Yeah, I
Sunderland's got
think
this in the
Sunderland are
bag.
going to batter them.
Because I think the atmosphere is going to be unreal. It's going to be such an
Oh,
unreal
mate.
atmosphere. It's going to lift the players. Sunderland have been brilliant at home. I think that are they undefeated at home,
Yeah,
or
they've
did they
been brilliant
lose?
that time. Yeah, they've been brilliant.
Yeah, I think they're undefeated at home still. So
Yeah, I think
I think
Sunderland are going to
Sunderland.
win that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
West Ham v Villa. Aston Villa.
Villa. West Ham
Got
aren't
to
as
be.
good as people
Yeah.
think.
They're confident. They're confident, aren't they? I think obviously West Ham nearly beat Brighton last week. Lost to a last minute goal. And again, whoever decided to put this as a 4:30 game on a Sunday needs sacking or even shooting. Is Brentford versus Leeds? I mean, are you Premier League? We need to have a word, right?
They're trying to get all the teams on TV, Tom.
Well, who cares? Who gives a shit about now? Oh, we need to get all the teams. No one gives a shit. Stop putting these dead ass games at 4:30. We don't need it. I'd
The
rather watch
game's
songs of
gone.
praise. I'd rather watch songs of praise generally than watch Brentford v Leeds. I mean, fucking hell. But yeah,
Brentford win that.
yeah. I think Brentford. I've got Igor. Quick on fantasy. I think I'm going to make Igor Thiago my captain this weekend.
Yeah, I was tempted. I think I'm going to
But
do
then I
that.
made Haaland my captain against Leeds, and you fucking turn up, did he?
Yeah, he needs Captain Haaland this week, Tom.
Yeah, and then quickly before you go, Dave, the last game is Monday. Man United again. They're playing at home against Bournemouth.
Do you know what? Man United aren't as bad as people are saying they are. They've only got one defeat in
No,
9. I think
I
United might.
think
I think United might win that.
yeah, Bournemouth have been a bit poor lately. If I'm
I
being
said to
honest, I think
Jacob
Bournemouth.
last week on the podcast. I don't know whether you agree with me on this, but I think Iriola is a fantastic manager. But I think, and this is
There's no
no
doubt.
disrespect because Bournemouth have got some good players. I think he's done as much as he can with that team. I don't think they're as good as he is.
I 100% couldn't agree more.
I think he's
Just
just
remember, obviously, you
there's
had to
there's
sell.
so much you can do with a team, and I just think he's done as much as he can with that team. I don't think they're better than where they are.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think he's taken as far as he can. You know, there's no doubt they still play great football, but obviously they've been very poor lately, haven't they?
Yeah,
But I think I'm going to be honest. I think Man U just about.
yeah. I think United are gonna win that game. Well, that is all we've got time for today on the Dugout. We'll be back next week for our let's do it. We're back next week for our Christmas special. Even though the Premier League are ruining Christmas by not putting games on Boxing Day, we'll still be here fighting strong for Christmas. For Christmas. Well, thank you, Tom. Bless you. I think if Thomas Frank didn't have the week he did, I think he would have been under fire for this podcast. But
You're probably right.
but he saved himself for another week. But don't forget to hit that
Yeah.
subscribe button down below, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Dugout. Cheers, Tom. See you soon, everyone. Goodbye.
Awesome. See you later. Bye.